Okay, so I will share my screen now, and then you can have a look. You see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So this is Ipacky. I'm gonna show it in English but you know that you can change the language inside Ipacky.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a dashboard. Here you see that the current status of how many you packed, how many open orders you have, like how many they packed per hour, things like this. So Ipacky will record like when they started packing an order, when they ended packing an order. So in the report, I'm not going to go through that, but there you can see reporting on a period, even down for individual person. So I recommend that you create one user for each worker.
Yeah.
So when they start Ipacky, either from the dashboard, they log in through the dashboard, or start it from Shopify, then they just select their own user.
Okay, so it will measure the performance just of the packing when they get the order and when they pack it and when it's already packed. It's not from the picking, neither this. It's not from before
not
that.
from the picking, because picking is usually with lists, but it's more about order checking when you check the order.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so you can also start Ipacky from the dashboard, like run Ipacky. Here are all the setup of Ipacky, the settings and things like this. By the way, how many, you said like 2,000 orders a month, but how many SKUs do you have?
Around 60.
Okay, it's not so much. So is it easy for them to locate the items when they're picking?
Yes, it's easy, but I don't know how to set up the location in Ipacky.
Yeah. Okay. So here you can go into meta fields, and then you load the products. And in your case, it will not take long. And we have customers like having 60,000 SKUs, so that will take longer time. So here you have the bin location.
Okay.
So what I recommend is that you're using like a numbering system, like you see here, like 01.06, for example, for row 1, column 6.
Yeah.
And then maybe even shelf. So if you do that way, it will be easy to sort it correctly also.
Can I use letters there?
Yes, you can. But I will recommend then that you use, like, if you're going to use A dot B E, for example. So this is pure text. But the point is that if you will have more than A to Z, then use 2 letters. Because if you have first A and then you need to start on AA again, then it will not be correctly sorted. If you understood what I meant.
No, but then
yeah.
I always should use 2 letters better than 1?
It depends. Like, it depends on, like, if you will have more than 26 letters, like, I mean, from A to Z, if you know that it will be bigger later, then you can use double letters. But if you know that now we're never going to have more than A to Z, then it's okay with 1.
Okay. And I can mix letters and numbers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's just text.
You can have like A.02. That's no problem.
So it's just text field. Okay.
Yeah. But again, digit, the same thing. They will always recommend that using double, because then you have only 0 to 9, and if you go above that, it's 11, and then it will not be sorted correctly.
Does it have like a maximum length?
No.
Okay.
But I would not recommend, because you will see later that when we're showing the bin location, if you had like a bin location like this, it will take a lot of space.
Yeah.
Actually, there is a limitation. I think it's maybe 20 characters or something.
Okay.
I would recommend keep it as short as possible.
Yeah.
That's the recommendation.
So, David, another question. Yeah. I should have each person with a computer so they can easily pack, because there's no app or stuff that they can run on their phones.
Yes, it's a web application, so it will run on any device that has a standard browser. That can mean Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Safari. So yes, it works perfectly on mobile devices also.
But people usually use it on desktop.
No, it really depends. Because some of our clients, they are using Ipacky electronically when they're picking also. And then they have it on the screen. Of course, they want a mobile device to do that. So it's entirely up to you. But of course, if you have a fixed packing station, it's probably easier to have a laptop or a desktop there. It's you don't need to charge it all the time, and you have a keyboard and all these kind of things. So if the station is like fixed, then yeah, it's probably better with the laptop or a desktop.
Okay.
And you can have a bigger screen also, all these kind of things. So you have more possibilities and probably cheaper also.
Okay.
Okay, and product note, you might not need that, but it's for if you want to, on a product, when that product is on an order, you can give instructions to the packer or picker. This is internal information. So, for example, you can see here on, let's see, barcode. I don't see it here now. Barcode. Yeah, and for example, here it says pack with extra padding. Like you can give some, but I guess that all your products are similar, just different illustrations on them. So you probably don't need that.
And that's a product note. Okay, BLS. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. BLS says you will not need. It's when a product has more than one barcode. It can be that you get a product from different suppliers, the same product, but they are using a different barcode.
Okay.
Because otherwise, the barcode is read from Shopify on the product in Shopify.
Okay.
By the way, do you do all your products have barcode?
Yeah.
Okay. We recommend that because people make mistakes, but with the barcodes, it's almost impossible to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay, we can then run Ipacky, and this is the main screen. So here you can type in an order number or scan it from a picking list, and then it opens the order. But we can look at picking lists first. So when you go into this one, it will show you all the open orders that has not been checked or picked.
So it's always open. It's gonna get the open order from Shopify, not the archived ones.
No. It's the open one in that is not fulfilled and then not been checked and not been picked yet.
Okay, so but the fulfillment status comes from Shopify, but the thing that you say checked and picked comes from Ipacky, because I've seen that you put a tag on the order if I process it through here.
Yeah, so that's true.
This is a big question for me. Like, I get confused in this part. For example, I open an order and then I scan or pick or pack the items, and then it sounds like ta-da, and And that means
then you have checked order. So two different things, and it depends on how your workflow is today. Like today, do you first pick an order and then pack it, or how do you do it today?
Yeah, so today we have two persons here, and one is in charge of. We're doing very manually. She prints all of the orders that come through, and then she like manually distributes a lot of some orders to some person, and then other orders to other person. And that the single person gets, I don't know, 20 or 30 orders, and then he goes one by one, picking, okay, I have this order, and then he goes to find the things, he comes back, and then he packs it and leaves it there. And then he picks another thing and goes to find the things. So what I want to improve, is this. I want the main person to create picking lists, so the guys can go and pick a lot of stuff with a trolley, and then they come back to their station, and then they can go through this process of packing. But I don't know how it's related. This is another question.
This is what I was asking. So what they can do then, because then we're talking about batch picking, and that's, you can save a lot of time on that probably. So the people themselves can do this. So what they can do, they can, let's say I'm a person working in a warehouse now. I select a number of orders, maybe these orders.
Okay.
And then I will create a picking list. And then you just, this you can set by default in options, what will be the default. If you're going to use batch, you can do in settings, set this to default to be batch.
And what is this default to be batch?
The default is off. So then it will print single picking list and not batch.
That's what I needed. That's why I was confused, because it was like, oh, but this is an eternal list of the orders. I don't need that because I have the order info already.
So you can do that in, if you log in as an administrator the dashboard, and then go in and to run Ipacky, you will get like this settings symbol here on the top.
Okay.
And this is the same thing as in the dashboard.
Okay.
In the settings in the dashboard for this. So here you can set the defaults for picking lists. So, for example, you want the default to be batch.
Okay, perfect.
And then you just save it, and then this will be the default. So I can go back again. I will select my orders. Let's see if it's on batch now. Yeah, it's on batch. Okay, and then I just press print and then picking list.
You don't put screen. What happens if you put a screen?
Yeah.
Where's the screen?
So this is more and more our clients are doing this. This means that you can, on a mobile device, do the picking on screen. You don't need to print out.
Okay.
You can just go around with your mobile or a tablet and get everything you need on your screen.
Okay.
And then it creates something called a batch. I will show you how this works. So we can do this screen first, actually. Screen. So this, of course, will work on any mobile device.
David, I have a question here. Like, what happens if, I selected these orders and I'm trying to do a batch picking, but what happens if another guy comes and selects the same orders?
Yes. So what happens now is that when I have selected these and pressed screen, it will mark them as picked. And then they will disappear from the list. So the next person, the only way is that they don't refresh the screen. And one person has selected to print out this, or to have this on screen, or to print. And then my headphones fell out. And then another person does the same thing, but it will also fix that anyway. It will just ignore those that has been selected as picked before. So this should work. Many of our clients are doing this. So if I now went back to the list, then these orders would have disappeared from the, it will be marked as picked, and then they will not be shown anymore.
But if I don't pick them, if I pick half of them and not all of them.
Yeah. Yes. So what you can do then is to, you can up here, no, you can, let's say, you can, let's say that some of these orders you cannot deliver.
Okay.
Because you don't have the products. So up here, you can delete this order,
and it will
1096.
Go back.
Yeah, you're not deleting the order. You're just unmarking it as picked.
So David, as soon as I open that screen or print the picking list, it's going to be tagged picked.
Yeah. And also, I think also in Shopify, but at least in Ipacky. And this is the whole point, because people should be able to do this themselves and not have some kind of manager doing everything for them.
And David, so here's this important questions. So if I put the trash bin, the bin there, they will get out the tag. The picked tag.
Yes, because I'm not. But this happens after you have completed this batch. It will still be marked as picked because I'm not finished with this batch yet. But when I finish, it will remove this picked tag.
Okay, but once I am on the screen, it's already been tagged as picked, so it's not. It doesn't appear together.
Yeah, but usually the thing is you don't want anyone else at this moment now to go in, and there's a reason why you're removing it. Maybe you cannot pick it, and then it's no point that the next person tries to pick the same order and finds out that okay, we cannot pick this order. And you understand what I mean?
Yes, but then what would happen with that order?
No, this order will always be there. It will be after I finish this order. But what I can do then, what I recommend is that, okay, I will go back and I will start this process again.
What happens there if you just go back and
yes, that doesn't help much. It is still, but if you, let's say, oh no, I don't want to do this, then you can abort and undo picked orders.
Okay.
Then it will reset the pick tag for these orders.
Okay, I have to do that to make everything I did there kill
it.
And David, if I pick orders there, they will start this. How does it like? Okay. Sorry for so many questions, but here's where I get. I have to make them to go through because here's where I get confused. So okay.
You can compare it almost to paper. Let's say that you have a stack of paper with these picking lists. So this stack is now on your screen. So when I select these orders and click on either print picking list or screen, then these orders will be removed from the available picking lists, the stack that you have of available picking lists. So if I now let's say that no, I have to go somewhere, I cannot do this anyway. If you then choose abort and undo picked orders, then it will put these orders, these picking lists, back in the stack.
And what happens if you partially do this? Like, can you go through the process of of picking some of them and leaving others?
There's no way of partially picking, because what you have to do is you have to delete them, like saying, okay, but before you do that, let's say that in this case, I couldn't complete this picking list because we cannot pick for order 1096, for example.
Okay.
What I can do now is I can click on this order, and then it opens like a preview of that order, so I can see everything on that order. And then you have something called packer's note.
Okay.
That means that you see here we only had 2 of these items, for example, and then I can write there cannot complete, missing items, blah blah blah. And then you can have this sent as an email internally. You specify the email in the settings in Ipacky. So this then can go to you or the back office to say that, okay, we couldn't complete this order because we didn't have the items, or one item we didn't have.
Okay.
So now this email, since I set up an email, this email is also sent to your back office. And then I close this window, and then I just remove this order from this list, because I'm not going to pick that order. Now I see that it was sent this. I see that it sent this email to me.
And the idea, what happens if, for example, so if you go through this process, can you pick the battery my brand 1.5 AA?
Yeah, but let's say in this case first that we couldn't finish this order 1096. Okay, then I remove it. I remove it from my picking list because I cannot pick that one.
Okay.
And now I can pick the rest. So now you can walk around with a barcode scanner or do it manually on screen by clicking this plus. You see this plus button? So you see the total quantity. You see which orders that has this. And here we have something called picking batches, now picking boxes. Because you mentioned that they will go around with a trolley.
Yeah.
So in that trolley, you can, for example, have 10 boxes.
Yeah.
That one for each order, and one order gets each box is numbered from 1 to the number of orders you're picking at the same time. So if you're selecting 10 orders, then these boxes will be numbered from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
So then you can pre-print the label on these boxes from 1 to 10, and then you know where to put them. And here you see that, okay, in order number 1106, there's one of this phone charger kit.
Perfect. And David, what is that? Okay, so the first item would be that phone charger, and it says I need one phone charger for the 1106 order and one phone charger for the 1107, and the number 4 in the 1106 is the number of the box. Okay, so the one in blue is the number of items for that order, and the one in brackets is the position on the picking box.
And you see the same thing happens here in the header. You see 1097 is box number 2, 1105 is box number 3, 1106 is box number 4.
Thanks,
and
David.
Here you can also see the customer note that the customer put on the order just by moving the mouse over it or clicking on it. You can also see the packer's note if it has a packer's note. So we really encourage you to do this all digital, because then you don't need to print out anything. You get all the information that you need on the.
So David, you recommend me doing this because I want to have them a desktop computer on the station, but if they're gonna go and pick stuff, they should do it in the phone?
Yeah. Yes, phone or a tablet.
Okay, and so this is okay. Let's keep on, and then I will do those questions. So
yeah, because you might need two things, because now we're in the picking process, because it's not guaranteed that you're going to put the right item in the right box, and also that not all our clients using picking boxes. What some of them do, they have a shopping cart or a trolley, and they put everything for these orders in all together. So when we come to the checking part, then you check each order, making sure that exactly the right items is going to that customer or that order.
David, where do I set up the picking boxes, like the option?
And you don't. And Ipacky do this for you.
Okay.
So as I said,
by default,
since I was selecting now 6 orders, it was numbering them from 1 to 6. So it will always be the same numbering system. So it will go from 1 to the number of orders that you have selected to batch pick.
This is perfect.
Yeah. So this is how we do it. Scan. And then when you finished, you cannot say that, okay, I want to half finish this. Either you finish it or you don't. And if you don't, you should abort and undo picked orders.
Can you can you have I think there's an option where you can in the picking list, so it's supposed that I shall have my product with the SKU barcode, and then they should go and pistol the barcode of the product, right? But sometimes the picking list has the barcode, or am I wrong?
No.
Okay.
No. If you print it out, it will have the barcode of the order number on top.
Okay.
So if you use picking list, when you're going to check that order, you can scan the barcode at the top, and then it opens the order in Ipacky.
Okay. So before that, David, can we pick some items to see how it works?
Yeah. So if it turns blue when you started on an order line.
Okay.
You haven't completed it. It's 2 in total. I picked 1. I click once more, it turns green.
Okay, perfect.
On this one, next one is 11.
Yeah.
So I start, and then I just go until it turns green. Then it's complete.
So, David, to finish this process, I must have everything in green.
Yeah.
And
then it's automatically, what happens is that it shows your dialogue. That might not be so necessary in your case, but it shows your batch number. Because let's say that you have one person picking and another person packing, or multiple people picking and packing. So they need to know which batch this is.
Yeah.
And then they show you a batch number. It starts from 1 and goes to infinity. So it will be unique every time a new batch is a unique number on. So what many of them do then, they write down the number of this batch on maybe a post-it note, and they stick it on the cart so that the packer will know which batch this is. But yeah, so it depends how many people you are and how big organization you are, because sometimes they just know, they just give it to the picker, and the picker will know which batch this is anyway.
I think they will pick and pack at the same time, and
then they know which one they have, because when you finish this, it will go into picking batches.
Okay, but let's wait a little bit. I have a couple more questions. So here, if I have, for example, that third row of the 12V charger plug, if I just have, for example, I can just pick 3, and there was an order with 2 more, I should cancel the order.
Yes, then you cannot complete this picking list, because what the thing you can do then is, okay, I have, well, anyway, it was 3 left, and now it's 3, but you only have, let's say you have 1 in stock. That means that you can.
I have to
do 1105.
So
but then you can remove 1097 from this picking list.
I should remove both. If I have just 1 in stock, I should remove both. If I have 2 in stock,
because you have enough for 1105.
Yeah, but for example, I have there's 1 in stock and I need 5. So as I cannot complete any of the orders, I should remove from the top 1097 and 1105. But if I have 2, I can fulfill the 1097, so I will get that, and I shall just remove the 1105, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then I can have everything in green. And once everything is in green, can we go through that process, or it will mess your...
Yes, no, it should be okay. I will... Yeah, and this green at the end, after the name of the product, that's a setting you can turn on. It's off by default, but here it shows you the inventory, that the quantity that Shopify has.
Okay, perfect.
So this you can turn on. So yes, I can continue with all these things.
What is the thing next to the green number of the stock?
I can show you. Now I scan too many, and then it shows me, okay, you scan too many. Okay, if I scan something that's not on the order, I can just type in a barcode here. And then it says, okay, this barcode was not found on the order.
Perfect.
Yeah, so this one at the end of the line, that is if you have something, and I don't think that will apply in your case, and you can even turn that off. You can, first of all, you can force them to scan. You can turn off that they're allowed to click on this plus.
Okay.
You can, and then... You can also what happens is also this other button is also turned off. This is edit scan quantity. Let's say that you sold 100 of,
they needed to put it
of something, and you don't want to scan it 100 times.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I get it. And the plus sign next to the stock number.
That's the same as scanning. Scan 1. You mean this at the end of the line?
No. Next to the stock,
Yes. This is what we call picking note, and that was just made today. It was published today. This is let's say that the picker is going around and they notice something that, okay, we need more of this item. We are starting to get low on this or something.
Okay.
So then they can click on that, and then they can write, we are running low.
Okay, perfect.
And then when you finish this batch, the email of this complete thing that you have written here will be, and neither than that one also.
That's great.
Running low. This will be sent as an email again internally. So the people's restocking or production or ordering, they can fix that.
Okay.
I will just, I can leave it. Okay, I will complete the whole thing. I'm just in the code here. So, so now it says picking batch 64 was created.
Okay.
And now it goes back to the reason why it doesn't disappear from my shop here is I turn off this marked as picked because I'm doing like these demonstrations all the time. So I don't want them to be marked as picked. But normally all of this would have disappeared from that list, but you can always see them if you want. You can turn on that you want to see the one that already been checked. You can also already printed is the same as already picked.
Okay, so this how does it work with the printing thing? It's usually a part of the formal process that
we are not printing. Like it's a little bit wrong. It's actually picked. The text should be picked. So you see here now I allowed it to be shown. Yeah. Now I even see the orders that I already checked.
Okay.
If it was picked, it was said yes in this column. So you can always, they don't disappear. It's just filtered away.
Can you uncheck the orders?
Not in here, because here you're not checking them. Check is when you get to the next step, where you're actually checking each order. We'll come to that later. There you can, then you can do another round, and then it will be not checked.
And can you uncheck? I mean, unpick them?
Yeah. If I wanted these ones here to be unpicked, I can just select them, and then I go to options, and then I select this reset picked status on selected orders.
Perfect, thank you.
Then they'll be unpicked.
David, and it confuses me a lot, that number when you select them. If you go back, it's the 7 divided by 47.
Yeah. 7 is the number of orders. 47 is the number of items on these orders.
Perfect. Okay, great. That's.
And the same thing you see at the end. You see 2-5.
Yeah.
That's 2 order lines with 5 items in total. Here we have 6 order lines.
Okay.
With 33 items in total. You can also preview. You can move the mouse over it. If you do on a touch screen, you have to click. But now you can click here. Here I can see a preview of what's on that order. Just moving the mouse over it. If I move the mouse over the name, it shows the address. If I click on this eye icon at the end, it will show me a preview of that order. If not check it, it will just show me the contents and the notes and all these kind of things.
Right. Okay. So
now I have created my batch. So they're gonna check the batch also. So then they go into the menu, and then they go to picking batches.
Okay.
And this was the last one we did. This number 64.
Okay.
And here I can expand it and see, okay, these were the orders. So if I click on this line now, it will show me these orders. These are in this batch. And then I can just click check next.
And it will
I
open
can also click on the order.
Oh, okay. But if you put check next?
Yeah. So then it opens the first order in that batch.
Okay.
And this now we are at the checking part.
Yeah.
Because first we're picking, now we're going to make absolutely sure that the right item is going into the right box. So now we're doing one order after we pick them.
And if I if I pick okay, this is one order. And if I pack, now I'm packing, right? I have to put all the labels and pack it in the final box and then leave it ready for delivery. And then I go through the packing process. It's checked. It's gonna be checked after I pack it, right?
Yeah.
And then it should show me the next order.
Yeah.
Of the batch.
Then when you finish this, it's going back to this batch list, and then you are checking the next order in that batch. When the batch is empty, meaning that you checked every item in the batch, every order in the batch, it goes back to the batch list to see all the batches.
Okay, and for how can I easily scan the order.
You don't need to scan the order. You mean like the items or the order number?
The order number. I don't need to scan it because I'm gonna see it.
You don't need to scan. You don't need to scan it because you have already opened the order here now.
Okay. Okay.
So, and here it's very similar to the batch picking screen. And here you also see the same thing you actually saw in the batch picking list. This this bin location is at the beginning of the line, and then it sorts in that direction.
Okay.
So it's mostly the same thing that happens here. You have the same buttons, but you just scan. Same thing here.
Okay.
And when you're finished with this, it will just clear the screen and goes back to that list that you were on before. One question, do you sell any kits or bundles?
Usually not.
Okay. Because we also have support for that. Here you can also see the customer note, because that might be interesting for the people doing the packing. It might be that the customer has written something. This timeline, do you know this timeline feature in Shopify?
Had some mistakes. I get it.
No.
Okay.
Now, when you open an order in Shopify, like in the Shopify dashboard, when you open an order, you see when the order was placed, you see when it was captured, things like this. But you can also write your own notes. That's internal notes. That's called time notes.
Okay, cool.
So you can also see them here. So that means that, let's say that the customer calls and gives some instructions about the order. Then they can just write that in the timeline and the packer will see it.
Yeah, great.
Also note from packer, that means that, let's say that they started packing this one. Because if they discover this in the picking process, they can also write this packer's note on that order and then remove it. But if they discover it here, they can go into packer's note and then same thing, give some instructions, send it to the back office, and then can decide what to do with it. Because in this case, we didn't have the battery. Okay, what to do?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can just cancel that because you cannot complete this order because you don't want to know what to do because you don't have this item.
Mm-hmm.
But same thing here. When it's finished, it's just marking these same as it did in other thing. You also there's lots of things, but I also urge you to read a little bit about it when you get because all these screens have very good help. So in this case, on the main screen, on the order screen, you can go to the menu and help. If you are on a different screen, there will always be a help icon on that screen, like the question mark. When you click on that, it will open the help for the screen that you're on.
Okay. David?
In your case,
just for the finishing the bundles, there you can pick the whole bundle. It's 2 bundles of phone charger kit, for example. Or and then... But
no, you don't. You don't pick the bundle. You pick the contents of the bundle because this phone charger kit that doesn't exist. That's only exists when you add these items that this kit contains. Then you have the kit.
And this is through a bundle app.
Yeah.
Which is the name of the bundle app?
We recommend it. We also have a built-in feature in Ipacky. But that one does not adjust inventory.
Okay.
Because when I sell this phone charger kit, it means that I have need to deduct 2 USB cables from inventory. Also, the bundles app, it will stop customers from buying if you don't have the necessary items to make the bundle.
Yeah. Okay. And there, just a question there. It says like 20 or 20. You have to pick 20 of those, or how does it work?
Where does it say 20?
The USB-C cable, the first item of the bundle.
2. Yeah, no, it's 2. It's 2, but yeah, it's mainly confusing. You see it now?
Okay.
This is in the pack.
Perfect.
This is the one I scanned so far.
Okay, perfect.
And since these are 2 of these kits,
yeah.
I need to do it 2 rounds.
Okay, so you go for a round. Okay, perfect. And then it's finally packed everything.
Yeah. And now I finished, and now you see this one has disappeared from this list.
Okay.
And now I just click check next, until the whole thing is complete, and then it will go back to the picking batch overview. Okay. So it's really easy to use. If I also wanted, you talked about this unchecking an order or make it not checked. Because now order 1097, it's marked as checked.
It's picked and checked. It's picked and checked.
Yeah. So I can, for example, go back to picking list. If I look up this order now and just write it in here, you see, no, it's actually not marked as picked. I think did we skip? No, I don't. Yeah, I forget. In my development system, I never marked it as picked.
Okay.
So that's why normally it would be.
Okay.
But if I open this order, I can even go onto the home screen of the orders, but the home screen, and just type in the order number. Then it says to me that this has already been checked. Do you want to check it again? If I just click yes, and then I don't check the order, then I just click on reset here.
Okay.
Then it will be unchecked. So if I go to picking list now,
so if I go to the order and click in that like refresh button, it will uncheck.
No, it's before that. It's already unchecked because first you get this message. Do you want to recheck the order?
Okay.
If you answer yes to that, then it's unchecked.
Sorry, and where did we get that message? You pick the order and then
didn't you see? No, you saw when I opened the order the second time.
Yeah.
It gave me a message that this order has already been checked. Do you want to check it again?
I'm sorry, can we go?
Yeah.
Fast
we can go to order 1095 instead.
Yeah.
Because that's already marked as checked. 1095.
Okay, so you go there. Okay, do you want to check it again? Yes, and then it will open again. Okay.
Yeah, and now it's unchecked already. Now it's unchecked, so and then I can do anything. I don't need to press the reset. I can go to any other screen, and now you see that 1095, it's back to being unchecked.
Perfect. Great.
So I think that when you start testing this a little bit, you will understand more, but I'm more than happy to have also another meeting with you so you understand it. But I would really recommend, if you can, go fully digital at that day, walking around with a tablet or a phone. So on a phone, it will, or on a tablet, I can give a little tip. If you want to select some orders, let's say I click on the first one, and then I hold down the shift button, and then I click. I'm not sure if that's going to work on a tablet, but on a desktop it will. I hold down the shift, and then I click on the last one, and then it selects the whole range.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you do it like this, go fully digital on screen, then you don't need any paper, you don't need this paper waste, anything, and it's much better. You get much more information on the screen. So if I now go to how it will look on, this is on a phone, and this is on a tablet. So you see that it's meant for everything. We have made it for all the device types.
Okay.
What I need to.
I'm
I
testing
think it's
now.
running out of battery here for some strange reason. So I just plug it so I don't lose you here. Let's see. Okay, let's see.
I'm trying now on the phone. Yeah. So in options, I can see more items. I'm trying to do the picking on the phone because that's what
But
is.
remember to reset this picked status afterwards,
Yeah.
so you don't miss an order.
I think I picked wrongly all of my items. So, for example, okay, so I'm way more clear now. You're showing me that I can do the picking through phones also. And so when I want to do the the picking, it should be manually. So I don't need to scan with my phone. If I'm
No,
doing the
we don't
picking,
recommend. We don't have any support for that either because it's not good at all. It's the camera on the phone is not meant for
That.
scanning, and it takes a long time. But I can show you. We have recommended this to many of our clients. It's on our web page. If you go to resources and then you have barcode scanners. And here's all the help system also in the resources. But here is a link to this Neatum scanner that will work on desktops, laptops, Macs, Windows, iOS, Android. So it runs either on Bluetooth, wireless, or USB cable.
You recommend that barcode scanner?
Yes, we have good. It's cheap, and we have recommended to many of our clients. Because I was using myself in my store, and really happy with this one.
Cool. So can I just share for a second to see if I can get my process right?
Yeah.
Okay, so pantalla here. Are you seeing my screen?
I will just close this window. Yes, now I see.
Is it my screen there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so for example, you mentioned that there's a okay, everything starts in the. You can start here in the orders thing.
No, you will start in the
picking in
picking
here
list.
picking list.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything starts in the picking list. Right now, I see that I have just a few, but it's because I think I picked all of them.
So no, you can.
How can I?
No, go back to where you were.
Okay.
And the picking lists.
Yeah, I'm trying to go back. So picking list.
Okay, and then you can go to options, and then you select the one that you already printed.
Okay, so already printed or already picked?
Yeah. Already that's the same. Printed. Yeah, printed. Already printed.
This is.
And then you click apply.
Okay. So
now
printed.
You see much more.
Printed elegido is like chosen. So
yeah. So it's a little bit wrong text. Picked and printed is the same thing.
Okay, so I wanna get all the ones. Here are just the ones that I did with Ipacky, right? Not with my historically.
Yeah. So then you can go back to options, and then you can reset the button at the end there. Reset. Yeah, this one.
It's this one.
Yeah.
So it should go back to...
Yeah, and now just refresh, reload the page, and it should be...
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. So it will show the open orders.
Yeah.
right? What happens?
Yeah, they're the unpicked and unchecked orders.
And what happens if they're fulfilled already?
Then depending on the filter again, but normally it will only show open orders.
Okay.
You have this drop down.
Okay, and
this
is the checked, right? This is the checked button.
Yeah. Okay. Because but on this one, this drop down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, select this drop down. Now go back to options and select this drop down. There you have this drop down on you see this to do to do
here.
No, not that one. Go another one. You have only open. Doesn't one of them say only open? The first one is only open, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then it will not show fulfilled orders.
Only open.
Just unfulfilled.
Okay.
But how are you doing it with the shipping? Are you going to fulfill the orders first, or how do you do it today?
I think I will. This will be my process. So here in Shopify, I try. For example, let's just see the open ones. So here I'm trying to tag the ones that, for example, ban is that we're gonna use our own car to deliver. Then, for example, this one is a courier for same day courier, and this one is for sending to very far locations. So that is my. All of them are going to be fulfilled in a different way, but what I want to do is that people. Okay, I'm first gonna. So here's my last question and thing that I have to sort out. You say that you want people to do this by themselves. Orders are gonna appear here, and they're gonna they are going to be independent by themselves, and they're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna do all of this, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna then so here we can go screen, or we can go
no, you're gonna go screen because you want to do it on the mobile device, so you go screen.
Yeah, but what happens if I do this? It will print and it will also create the picking batch?
No, it will just print out picking lists.
Okay, but if I want to create the pick batch, it won't be done by this.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna go the screen thing, and now the guy has to pick, and then, for example, I will pick everything, and then you know the this is a donation.
What was it? It's waiting for something. It should have finished now, because didn't you finish everything?
Yeah,
nothing is happening. This is strange. Because it didn't show this dialogue with.
The thing is that this is a donation and it doesn't have stock, and it says that it has negative stock, 2,670.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. But why didn't everything is green? And now it did. Can you see if it came up in the picking batches?
Yeah. And it's 2 times.
Yeah, but you probably did. Yeah, but you did that once before, I guess.
No.
Or was it done at the same?
Look, it's the same.
It's 1 minute between them. Yeah, maybe it shouldn't. I don't know what happened, because you can just delete the batch.
So I think it's because of this. I have this thing that is the donation. It's people donating money, and it's a thing that I shouldn't have stock. And donación reforestemos. I think this was the conflicting thing.
It should not show what you don't want that coming up on the picking list.
For example, this item it doesn't have a tracking. It's not being tracked.
It doesn't have a tracking. Okay, then that one should be in settings to hide. Let's see.
Settings.
I'm just trying to find it. Find it here. What's it called? Let's see.
I think the system kind of screwed because of that item, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yes, you have one in View tab on settings.
Okay,
in English it's called hide order lines that does not require shipping.
It's in configuration, not of the user. It's in. Okay, so I think.
No, in dashboard.
Yeah, in dashboard. Okay, so in the in panel de control, maybe it's the dashboard. So here in settings, and then it's in the
settings, and then this view tab number 4.
Okay,
tab
view.
Number 4.
And then
hide
order
lines that does not require shipping.
Okay, perfect. So
was that off or on?
It was off, and now I put it
on. Yeah. Okay. Maybe that was the one that was, but it should work anyway. But it's good to have it off.
Yeah, it's better to have it off. So right now so with this thing that it happened, okay, so I have this batch here.
Yeah.
And what happens if I clear it? It will
No, it just removes the batch. It doesn't do anything with the orders. But if you want to check the orders now, you just click on the batch now, this one, and then you do order by order. And you can also click on this check next button.
Order by order. I will do okay. It will make a sound. No, it didn't make a sound.
Yeah,
it makes a sound. So
but now all these orders will mark as checked. Just remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. I just wanna do the whole process. So just to finish, I'm making the idea here that what is gonna happen. So there we have that order, and then when.
But as I said, it's usually quicker to click on the check next button.
On the check next button.
Yeah, you had it in the on the top left. You have check next. This button, you see this green button.
Okay,
left
there.
side now. Yeah.
Okay, and then okay, so I did this, and my batch is ready.
Yeah, and now you don't see any batches left. They're empty. You don't have any batches or anything left.
If I go to the picking batches, there's nothing. And here it's supposed that I'm done. I should deliver to the final step that is like sorting through the courier.
No, isn't it? Doesn't it say check next? I'm not sure what it says.
Where?
This button. No, but you have finished everything. There's nothing else to do now.
Yeah. So
now you have picked and checked all these orders.
Okay, and then, for example, I can. Okay. This will help me a lot in the picking and in the packing and verification of the orders, which is what I was looking for. And then, for example, for my own process, this is the thing. I need to, for example, where do I see the historical of my picking list? Because. Or I don't know how to do it because I have these 3 main ways or 4 ways of because for these guys for example this one, all of them I have an integration with Shopify where I will pick the same ones and I can here send them through this one or send them through that one or that one.
Yeah, but that's the shipping label.
This is not the shipping label. It's the when I upload them to the courier page, and then in the courier page I confirm them, and then it creates the tracking link, and then it creates the shipping the shipping labels. So this process where I should do it, because if I do this like step by step, it should be, for example, creating picking list, picking items. Then it should be packing the items. And in which part should it would be the best?
Yeah. But at what point today do we produce when you're going to send it with a local car, for example, do you produce any kind of document for that?
When we are going to what? To send it to a courier?
You said that you have some local delivery.
Yeah.
And so how do you what do you do with those today?
Yeah, so for these couriers, we use the Shopify integration they have. We select, okay, these orders are going to go through, for example, this courier, say something, and then it uploads to the courier system, and then we confirm in the courier system, and then they get here, and they go
but how do you mark this order? How do you just, my point is, when you're sending something, for example, with post service, you are printing out a shipping label to put on the box. So
yes.
What do you do with these local deliveries? How do you do it there? How do you mark these boxes?
Yeah, so for most of them, no, it's like half of them, they will just use our own label. We have here, I'm going to show you our own label. It's just the ID of the order and the details. If I put here printout designer, this is the important part of the process too. That is the printing of the order. So here I select the orders, and then I can, if I have more, there will be more. But this is my basic, it's not the format.
Yeah, so then you can just stick that label on when you finished picking. Now when you finish checking the order, have it in the box, then you can put on the label.
Okay, so this will change, because right now, so you suggest like printing my own label because right now there's a girl that prints everything that we get, and then she manually pass on the printing label.
But she can do the same thing. You can print out all these labels in the morning, and then when they have picked and checked the order, put everything in the box, then they can get this label and put it on the box.
They can get this label and put it on the box.
Because you already printed out all these labels.
Yeah, but I should have the label already. My main label should be in the packing process when they are verifying. They put this label, and then the other thing is the printing first my label, and there's also many couriers that have their own label.
So you must, and you probably do that today also, that you print out all these labels in the morning.
Yeah.
So it will be the same as you're doing today. The only thing that she is probably putting the picking list and the label together.
Yeah, so I should, in your experience, I should do all my printing labels, and when they pack, they should put the labels?
No, in the morning, so you have it prepared, all the labels, because at one point you have to get the label to put on the box.
Yeah.
So I would recommend that you do that in the morning, and then because otherwise you have to do every order manual label after you have checked the order, and that probably will take too much time.
Okay, so I should.
There is a feature in Ipacky that, to be sure that you're using the right shipping label for the right order.
Okay.
There's a setting where you can have Ipacky check, but then you need to print out a barcode on this address label with the order number.
Okay, the barcode on the address label. The barcode in my order here I should put the barcode of this.
Yes.
Okay.
Because otherwise it makes no sense, because you need a computer to check that this is correct label. So if you scan that one, then it will match the order you're working on now, that you just finished checking, and then you check the label to see is this the right label for this order.
Okay, so that would be, I think I saw that setting. It would be in the packing thing, right? Lista de embalaje. I think this is packing.
No, it's in
limitations.
Yeah. Let's see. No, it's in. No, it's maybe it's general. Yes, in general, the first tab, scan address label to complete check.
This one. Scan the address para comprobación, la etiqueta de la dirección.
Yeah. But the point is, this other, you're also using some carriers, and then there you cannot.
Yeah, because I cannot integrate their number in my thing.
Yes, but if I'm not mistaken, then the address label of. Yes, it will also check the tracking number. So, does this carrier, are they connected to Shopify? Does it write the tracking info back to Shopify?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so this scan address label, that will either check the order number or the tracking number. That means that if you're scanning the carrier shipping label, it will scan the tracking number, and then it will match what is recorded on that order in Shopify, because that's already written to Shopify, so it will work.
So that thing will work. I'm not sure. So, for example, I don't want to be respectful with your time. Are you? Yeah. Do you have to run to one?
No, I have something. I have another meeting also. Okay. So, but anyway, I would suggest that you use a day or two to also learn a little bit more about the system, because now I think you're getting too much information also, and you might even forget about the things you learned so far. Test a little bit, see if you understand the logic of it. But I think you're starting really now to understand, and I understand that it can, because you have so many things you can do. And you have a little bit maybe more complex system, and somehow simpler.
I get it.
So, but I think you understand the basics of it now, because you also need to get probably barcode scanners, these kind of things also. So you cannot start. Well, you can start today, because you can do it manually also by clicking on the screen.
Yes. My last question, David. This has been really helpful. Now I understand the system, because I couldn't figure it out before.
Yeah.
My last question is, shall I print, for example, the external courier stuff before and then pack it, and then in the packing process, when I'm checking, I have the thing, I should have my own label and the courier label put in there, right? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Like you're doing today, probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's stuff that I have to sort out. Yeah. Thank you.
So what we are hoping in the future is that we have this system working in Europe with some carriers. Is that we have, like in Europe, we have a very big app called SendCloud, and that again connects to DHL and DPD and these big carriers. And what happens then is that after you finish checking the order, the shipping label comes out automatically.
Great.
So you don't need to pre-print anything. Ipacky will just print it out for you, so you can just put it on. But that will take some time before it's available in Chile. But now we're getting so many customers. So I'm thinking about maybe if we should do something in Chile because I think that you have one app that many are using in Chile, I think, for shipping.
What app did you mention?
Yeah, it's one app that many of you are using in Chile for sending shipments.
Envíame, Ship It, something like that.
Yeah, probably. I will have a meeting with Harsh later today, so in 1.5 hours.
Okay, great. I wanted to tell you also that I run a Shopify agency and we have launched over 600 stores. We have Shopify Plus clients, we have advanced clients on Shopify. So this thing would be useful for them too. So
Great. And then, we would really like to support and because now we are getting in terms of population and Ipacky, I think Chile is the country where we have most customers.
That is crazy. So the last question. Once if I have this picking batch or that we packed. Where can I see the historical of those? Because maybe I packed everything and I say which were the orders that I already packed, because I need to go and select them on Shopify and send them through the courier, for example.
No, the batches are deleted when you have because batches you don't need to see historical batches. Like it's an order. It's just a batch is just a set of orders that you have picked.
Okay.
So the order themselves will be picked, marked as picked, but the batch disappears.
Okay. So I should do all the printing of the labels before I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or you can do it afterwards also, but how will you know which orders are which if you do it afterwards? Yeah. So then you need to leave them open so you can look inside and you. I think in your case it's best to do it first. But then there's also a setting that this can be an issue for you. When you are using this you said that you have your own cars driving out orders also?
Yeah.
Or a local courier? Because when you do this shipping label, it also fulfills the order before Ipacky.
Mm-hmm.
In order to write the tracking info, it needs to fulfill the order. So there's a setting in Ipacky that you need to do to tell Ipacky that you're fulfilling orders before Ipacky.
Okay. Yeah, I think that will happen because I need to fulfill them so I can get the code. And then I go through Ipacky.
Yeah. So there's a setting in general that's called orders are fulfilled before Ipacky. Yeah. And that's important.
In general, you say?
Yeah.
In general, los pedidos se preparan. Yeah. So I should put that on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that means that it will not allow you now to check orders that has not been fulfilled.
Okay, it will not allow me to check orders that have been fulfilled. So
not fulfilled.
If I want
because now Ipacky expects that the orders that will be checked in Ipacky is already fulfilled.
Okay.
Because today also you fulfill orders before you start picking them, I guess.
I have to see, but I understand.
Because this carrier that writes tracking info, then they have to fulfill the order to be able to write the tracking info.
Yeah. So David, I'm way more clear. I don't want to take more of your time. Thanks a lot, and hope to don't see you soon. So hope that I can just go through.
I think it will be useful for us to have another meeting next week, so
probably.
we can just go through what you've done so far, and maybe I have some other tips that that will be useful for you.
There will be more tips, I'm for sure. So hope to see you again soon.
Yeah.
Okay, David.
Okay.
Take care. Nice to see you.
Bye.
Bye.